quick installation videos on the best skins ever. This is it right here. This is kind of how it looks right out of the box. You're going to notice how the microphone, the camera, the flash, the sensor, they're not pushed out. So first thing you want to do, push those out. Okay, bottom one. Be very careful. Okay. And final one. Okay, now what you're going to need for the installation, get yourself a spray bottle. What's in here is, I'd say about a couple drops of Johnson's Baby shampoo. Filled it up with water. You're going to want a little squeegee. And obviously when I am pushing this on the case, I want to use something in between it just to make it a little softer so you're not scratching the case. So these come with any cheap sunglasses or even the cheap cases. They kind of give you these little fake microfibers. And next, which we're going to show later, is a blow dryer, and you'll see where that comes in. First thing you're going to want to do, clean the backing. Make sure there's no debris. Any debris that's left on the phone is probably going to show on the case. So you're going to want to clean it really well. Make sure the phone's turned off. Obviously you want to make sure you have some good lighting too. You don't want to do it really in a dark room or anything like that. So this looks pretty clean. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to want to peel this back. Now, what would you do? Would you peel it from here? Would you peel it from here? Probably going to want to start somewhere over here. Make it a little easier. Okay. Go slow, because you see, if I pulled right now, it would tear, because it's going to want to pull from here and not from here. So you're going to want to kind of assist it a little bit. Do this like that. Make sure your hands are really clean. Any lint, anything is going to stick right to the case. So peel it back slowly. Put that aside. Okay, now soak the back of the phone, just like that, and soak the case. This is going to help you align it correctly. Now my finger's stuck to there, pull it off, and spray right there. Okay? Perfect. Don't drop it. Okay. Now, because you use so much water, you're going to be able to just slide it a little bit. Before you start pushing the edges, just see if it's lined up correctly. You're going to want to check the important spots, like right here. Looks to be okay. Alright, now place it down flat surface, get your little squeegee, and start squeegeeing out from the center, out. Okay. That looks good. We're going to come back on camera. We're going to use the blow dryer. I'm going to show you how to finish it up. Okay? Okay. Now that you have all the bubbles out, you're going to want to start with the blow dryer or the heat gun. Start one section at a time. Don't think you're going to do the whole edge at once. So I'm going to start right here. Alright? once you heated it up a little bit, slowly start pressing it down. Don't get frustrated when it doesn't stick all at once. It's okay. Just see how the edge right here? You're going to want to kind of just place it down where you think it's going to go. Nice and slow. Now it's a little tricky here. You're going to want to push right here first and then go here. You don't want to push here then here. So here first and then slowly pat it in. Now when you kind of have it down in place, you can lift it a little if you're not happy. Right there. See how it's not really sticking? That's because there's too much water, which is fine. Take the blow dryer. As you're doing this, the other sides are going to start slowly drying, which is going to help you out. The first one's always the hardest. Alright. Okay, looks good. Start here now. Notice I'm never holding the blow dryer in the same spot at once. You want to kind of move it around. Start here. Alright, again with the edge, you want to start push here first, then work your way slowly. Okay. Now there's a lot of water in here, so it's not going to stick. Try to be easy with it. You don't ever want to push too hard in the right when it's still very, very new. You don't want it to, you know, if I push right here, it'll just flap right down. It takes about an hour really to set, where you could start putting it in your pocket and throw it in a cup holder. So right now I'm really being careful with it. Alright. Notice how it's starting to get there. The edges are starting to stick. I'm going to heat it up with the blow dryer one more time and then we should be good. Now the reason someone would want a case like this, because you ask, you know, it really doesn't offer much in protection. Obviously if I drop it, it's still going to get a ding. The screen could still crack, but I do put a privacy screen on it. It helps it a little bit. The whole reason I use this is just, when you are throwing it in your pocket and it, if God forbid you have keys in there, it does offer some type of protection. Not against drops, but against scratching and things like that. So when it comes time that I sell it, it'll still be in pretty good shape. Now you're going to notice you're going to have little tiny, tiny, tiny air bubbles, which is fine. By tomorrow they should be all gone. But that's it. You guys get the idea. Alright? Okay, so here's what it looks like. Remember I talked about a couple of little bubbles that will go out over time. Like right here. Okay, that's what it looks like. I like the way the matte color looks with the privacy screen. And again, I did it mainly against keys in your pocket, but actually the best is for the grip, because without this on, just slide right out of your hands. Alright, that's what it looks like.